Welcome back to Satisfactory release. My name is Nilaus and we are continuing another glorious base. I think it's very interesting to see the comments here. There are some who think like, oh, this is cool, this is new, this is interesting. And other people are like, oh my god, you're ruining the game, you're just turning into Factorio. This is because Satisfactory is promoted as a factory game, and I want to play it as a factory game, not an architecture game. And that's why I want to focus on building cool designs that work well together and are modular, and that's what we're going to do. So I've been thinking about like what should we do in this episode, because I have so much to cover. So I could sort of go, hey, let's design 7 more things here on the bus, but don't think that's what I want to do. What I want to do is show you that, because the actual design is pretty simple. But what I want to do is actually go in and get the oil process, because we can also do that with some nice little blueprint and getting that back so we can prepare for the next. We got up in top right hand corner, we got our smart plating, our wireless frame or whatever it's called. And yeah, so those things, and we're ready to unlock level 5. But I really want to sort of complete all the stuff that I have in level 4 before. So I am going to go in here. And I have a new branch, and this one is slightly better. Thank you for the feedback. It's coming from feedback. What this one does here, this one, and I'm going to remove the other ones. This one says that the production goes first into here, and then after that it goes into the box here. But what that means is that if I empty the stuff out of the dimensional depot, then the speed I upload with is actually not the 30 per minute. It's the production speed of this branch, and that could be a lot lower than 30. Or eventually it'll be up to 240, and I'm definitely not producing at 240. So I want to make sure that I do it this way. So the stuff that goes into the buffer and on the belt will also be going into the dimensional uploader. So this is just a clever way to do it, and basically how I imagine that that's going to be done moving forward. So that is going to be how we do that. And the first thing we want to do is the rotors. So I'm going to go in here, and then we're going to be stamping it down, and then I can show you what it looks like and how it works. Let me see. If we have to figure out which way is the correct way, inbound and outbound. It would be nice if I could see that which way they are pointing. Why is this impossible to see? This is an input, so I'm gonna imagine that that's gonna be like this. Yeah, we're gonna do it this way. What I've done in some of the later ones, which is obviously a good idea, is also make a little sign here where it says how much each of these modules is making. That's kind of how I should do it. So this one is basically taking rotors, 5 rotors, and the stuff that's being made here is steel ingots into steel pipes and copper ingots into wire. We get 30 wires and half of a constructor worth of steel pipes, so we could just fit this one in. Everything else is exactly as we've done before, and we're gonna hook the Don't mind me. We're gonna try that again. Yeah, I need to make sure that I visualize which way they're supposed to go, because then we just go back here and go from you to you, from this inbound, and then we get the stuff inbound here. This is the steel coming in. It's coming in there, and then the steel will be into the middle layer. So I'm just gonna do like that. It's really nice we can do this. That was crooked, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Here and there. So that is once we've hooked this one up. There we go. That gets that one built. Then we can move on to the next. After the rotors, then I think I want to do stators, because stators is something I never really do myself. I always seem to forget to build stators, or more likely it's because I'm just realizing, yeah, you know, it's a full factory and it's needing a lot of crap, and oh, it's just too tedious to build. I can't be bothered with it. And I don't really need it for very much. And then in the end you figure out, oh, you need it for motors. Oh crap. And you also need it for a ton of batteries. Oh no. So it's actually really nice to have this built. And therefore we'll definitely build it. Let me just do this part by nudging it into place. I think this is correct. And we're gonna go in again to do these kind of things. This is first hook up the entire module to power, then hook up the start branch module to the next power here, Then let's see if this works. It does. Then we're gonna get stuff inbound, and this stator build is 8 plus 8, so it's 16, and it needs 60 quick wire, so that means it needs a dedicated quick wire each. And the other one is 16 steel, so that's also a dedicated. Okay, so the ingots are on the inner ones and the steel are on the outer ones. Okay, let's keep that in mind. The steel is then the lower. Okay, so steel stays at the bottom. And that goes in here. And this one goes in. Caterium goes up top, so it goes up here, and then it goes in. Sweet. So that is now 16 rotors per minute. Pretty damn nice. And we just continue. And these designs, of course, do I have to say it, they are available to patrons. And basically, like once you see this and you have the framework for how to do it, it's not that difficult to do this yourself by just saying, oh, okay, you can actually fit it in. Yes, okay, then you can tinker with it if you want it sort of a little bit different one way or the other. But I did this on stream, I designed these things, and it was my most productive stream ever in terms of progress. Then at the end of it, I realized, oh wow, I built so many factories, and I've never built so many factories so fast. That was quite ridiculous how fast it was, because you're sitting there and you're designing and it's just happy and everything is just chugging along, and then you realize, oh wait a minute, and usually this is the stage of the game where I spend an entire stream on making like one factory and routing resources in and it's balancing and all that stuff. But no, not today, not today. Because of this modular build, it is just lightning fast. That's funny about it, because that one goes up here and it doesn't seem to be connected to anything else. That seems weird. Then, oops. Yep, that was the outbound belt. And then we need the 2 input belts. What are they? This is what we build. We build encased industrial beams. I want to get 3.66. Here I have started added signs so I can see, or you can see how much is of each of them is we need. So concrete is just going straight in, and steel is going out here. So steel is the middle and concrete is the lower. Concrete is the lower one, and steel goes a little bit higher up. I hope that this is just visualizing how easy it is to build this, which is really nice. So what we have now is 6.67 encased industrial beams per minute. And if I wanted to make it bigger, then I can always do it. I just start by making one module, and then as we go into the next module, we'll figure out. And then the final thing for level 3-4 is the motor build. So that's the last one we're going to be adding here. There, that's motors coming in. Well, the starter module. Starter module needs to be hooked up to power as usual, and then I go up here, and then there should be a motor module. There we go. And I know that this is just stamping things down, which is not really anything interesting, but I think that it's emphasizing sort of, I wanted, how do I show how efficient it is? I show it, I don't tell it. That's why we do this. We show, don't tell. Motors, this is funny because this is taking 5 of this, which is 10 rotors, 10 stators, which means this one's actually consuming 30 rotors and 30 stators. That's way more than we have available. But hey, we can feed it in, and it doesn't really matter which one goes where, because it's just 2 things that go straight in. And this is also just illustrating how things sort of progress now that we are starting to use things from the bus already, instead of only doing things for sort of from raw resources. Now we're taking the stuff that we're already building and filing it in here. Then we can then go pretty simply back, go into this deconstruction mode, switch to R, just take a copy of that blueprint. That's really nice actually. There. And then we double this. This was status, and it was 16 status, so all we need to do in terms of, oh okay, it was there. Why is that not there? Yeah, and the power line comes from here to here. So now we have 32 of the status. The rotors are going to be a lot bigger, because that's only 10 for each of these builds. So that's 20, and then one more. There. Can't believe we still have resources left for this. This is crazy. And then we hook it up. 3 belts, because there's 2 inputs and 1 output. And the power line. Next one. 3 belts. And the power line. And that's how easy we managed to scale up from 0 to 10. So in the span of this stream, we have now added 30 rotors, 32 stators, 6.67 encased industrial beams, and 15 motors. Of course, the 15 motors is going to leach from the rotors and stator build, but just like that, we've been building all that. And of course, bring it back on the bus, add it to more lines, everyone's happy, and that means the only thing we now, or the next thing we have, is actually launching the next rocket. I am going to, launch the next part. I'm going to wait until morning because it's such a beautiful animation that I don't want to waste it by watching it at night. With the sunrise coming in, it's time for us to launch the next one in the next phase 2. So let's have a look at the part here and then get the PowerPoint presentation, the corporate PowerPoint presentation. Here we go.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 2 will be completed and the construction dock will be constructed. After completion of Phase 2, the technologies of Tiers 5 and 6 will become available in the hub. These might feel intimidating after your previous experience, but rest assured that you would not be here if you were entirely incompetent.
Nice.
Highlights are oil production, railway transportation, the jetpack, and many more. Completing Phase 3 of project assembly is your next main objective. Just remember to focus on producing and delivering the project parts, and Fixit's faith in you will be strengthened.
Awesome. Yeah, that Phase 3 is not going to happen anytime soon. But hey, it's nice to have a goal out in the horizon. Wow, they don't have a lot of stuff left in our inventory. Whoop. There we go, construction dock. And then we have a look at what happens up here. Let's go to picture mode. Can we zoom in? Yeah, we can zoom in if we want to. See, that's a construction dock. That's probably being... I like that it pushes away the cloud, so that if there is a cloud cover, then you can actually see it anyway. Because you only get to see this animation once per playthrough. So, yeah, you want to enjoy it. It's a really nice addition. And these are the kind of things, like, of course, also it takes time, but this is... That's my guess. Like, one developer is sort of tinkering with it, and a week later going like, hey, look at these cool things we have. And then it's something that just brings joy to when you play, and when you hit a major milestone, you get a little reward with a nice little animation. It feels good. And then the cantina comes back down. Very nice. And we got now the construction dock. We don't know what it's constructing, but it's a construction dock. There we go.
Phase 2 of project assembly completed. You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day.
Woo.
Perhaps you were the right choice for the job. Time will tell. You will now enter Phase 3 of project assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For humanity. For Fixit.
Excellent. So what we need to do is oil processing, and as soon as we get the first oil processing, we want to get the rubber and plastic in here, because then we can get the fuel power, because we're going to have residuals that need to be turned into fuel. So we get a pretty damn nice build here. So we're going to unlock this one, and I think that we can actually just unlock it with what we have. So let's see, encased, I'll just take a stack of that, and motor, guess we got that, and all the other things was sheets, 400 of that. And then it was pipe, 400 of that. And there. We're ready for oil.
Milestone reached. Crude oil can now be extracted and refined to produce various industrially beneficial parts. The byproducts of these processes will require careful management, but a capable pioneer such as yourself surely understands that. To improve efficiency, pipelines can now be optimized with valves to limit and balance their throughput. These were initially left out because Fixit did not want to overwhelm pioneers with complex pipeline management, but they have since been re-added after my impassioned defense of your capabilities.
They were initially not included. I remember that, early access. So we are here. That's interesting, this green no sign. And we have these three, and it's a normal, and a pure. We'll take the two normals because that will easily get us 300 per iteration or per pipe, and then I will set that up. So what I want to set up is I'll set one pipeline of 300 up to make plastic, another pipeline of 300 set up to make rubber, and then that will have some residuals that we'll then use to power the whole damn thing, because that's going to be a lot of a power plant, or a lot of plants. What is it? A lot of a lot of power. Yeah, each refinery takes 30 power, so 30 megawatt of power, so it's going to be a little bit of a hassle. So we're going to come down here. There's a lot of things that need to be cleared, biters cleared, all that stuff. I will take care of that, and we'll do another scan. So let's clear this area. We have there, and then the other one is over there. Cool. Let's build this area, get some power over here, and then build this area as use this area for a little oil refinery build. So here is the area. I have brought in the two oil pipelines nice and smoothly over the hills, but then they cut, oops, and like that. And we're going to get a little space here for doing design work, and then we can figure out what it is we want to do. So let's have a look at what refineries are actually like now. Well, they're going to be the same. So we have this recipe: 30 crude oil into 20 plastic and 10 heavy oil residue. So I take 300 inbound and get 200 plastic outbound, and then 100 heavy oil residue. That's one pipeline. The other pipeline is not that one, this one. Again, 300 crude oil in, 200 rubber out, and 200 oil residue. So that means between the two of them, there will be 300 heavy oil residue remaining. Heavy oil residue will be going in here into 5 of these builds, and that will give me 200 fuel. And with the fuel generator, we should be able to power 10, because I will then have 200 fuel, and 200 fuel goes into 10 fuel generators, and they will give us 2,500 megawatt of power. So now what we need to do is we need to build something big. I'm going to take this out. What I want to do is I want to use a generic little blueprint that I built, which I'm also providing, of course, to try to sort of illustrate what it is we want. Yeah, I'm going to do that because I need to place the blueprint on top of this. Right, so we need this pipeline should be turned into plastic, this pipeline turned into rubber, and then whatever I have residual goes over here and it gets turned into fuel, and then we'll see how that works. So I'm going to go into my blueprints. I should go up here, and then I have one that I've made with 2 refineries. And then it is surprisingly difficult to place this. Here. There. So that should be my design. Let's just walk through what this one does. It's plastic. It has a pipe inbound, and over on the outside it has a pipe outbound, which is going to be the heavy oil residue, and it has a solid outbound, which is going to be the plastic. So now I just basically need one more of those. That's a few more of these, and then we get to the problem here of how difficult it apparently is to do this. There. That is scaled. I kind of have to have this thing below, otherwise they can't be sort of placed next to each other. They kind of, you know, fall down, I would say is the right word. So that's 3 of those. Here. Just sort of get it nearby. And then that one. That is 4. And that's 5. So this is the 10 that we wanted. Then I am going to... this goes up to this one, but I need to change the shape. It is that vertical. Ugh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't want that. I can definitely remove that. Yeah. And then I take it away from that. Just auto instead. Oh, that's not correct. Here. Like that. Auto. And then I actually want it up here. And then this. That can now go back to this one. Good. So that's good. Then I do need to hook up the different blueprints. Because that is not a thing. That's... Technically it works, but no. There we go. On the outbound side, I need to hook up the residual oil coming back. Yeah, we'll deal with that later on. And then we... Again, that technically works, but not ready. Hook up the belts between the blueprints. Here. And we'll deal with that out here. And then the last thing is the power lines. Those are the three things. Belts, pipes, and power lines have to be connected between blueprints. And then the stuff that was actually told to me. How did I do this? And all right, it's actually, I need to do a belt like this, and then I click it, and then I, damn. Try one more time. Nope. Now I just want to show this because this is something I learned, and I knew it was kind of possible, but I didn't really like it, and then I almost like it. Oh my god, this is not what I like. Nice and quiet. So I take a power pole and then I hook it here. So now it's actually connected, but it doesn't connect to the so I click one. God damn it. I'm gonna keep trying this. I know that maybe click one. Hold down the mouse, and now I can sort of build it along there. Okay, that was marginally efficient if you can remember it. And all these are now starting to make some plastic. Nice. Let's do the other one. I just defaulted it to plastic, but rubber will be exactly the same. So I'm going to do this and switch to that mode. And here. Nope. And then we're going to nudge it into place. Nudge, nudge, nudge. There we go. And just trying to find a way that it can be placed here. Maybe like this. It's close enough to nudge it into place. If there is a better way, then by all means let me know. I tried sort of holding control sometimes works. Well, actually now it works. No, it doesn't work. It rotates. Okay, so let me just go in control. Does that seem to be correct? And now I'm with control. Oh, it works. It works. The control thing works. I tried it so many times that I couldn't get it to work. Yeah, something didn't go right. It did not work. It didn't snap correctly. It doesn't snap correctly. That's the problem. Look at that. It doesn't snap correctly. Yeah, okay. So this is why the control thing wasn't working very well. Hold. Yeah, see. It doesn't get close enough, so... And... Yeah, and then the last one, I hold control, press H, so that we can go nudging it into place. There we go. Because it kind of implies that because they are slightly overlapping here. Good. That's good. That is now all the rubber builds. So we do the same thing. We change the recipe. Copy. And then paste it all the way down. Oops. Kind of important, otherwise we end up getting the wrong stuff here. Then let's see if we can do this in a better way than last time. I hold it, and then I snap it to the right point. Great. And hook up the power lines. It's not getting any oil inbound because we haven't fixed the oil part. Yeah, that's the return. And the pipe, or the belt. This is going to be the rubber coming out. If one of these is accidentally sending out plastic, then so be it. Then we'll just have to deal with that. Yeah, and on the inbound side, and this one again is also incorrect. It goes here and then up. No, that looks disgusting. Turn. Auto. Up. From here. No. From here to that. Like that. Because I have to be able to get underneath this one. That's the reason why I did all that silliness. Because that has to come here. 1, 2 backwards. There's no automatic build for this. And, or the knee is straight line build for this. And that goes to that location. So, this and this is now the consolidation of the heavy oil residue. And then I'm going to be building that out here. I wonder if we can build it with the blueprint. Let's try and build it with the blueprint. And then just take something out from the blueprint. That one. And here. The right height, yes, and like that. So this is 2, and I only need 5 of these, so let's do that one. And then notch it into place. Is that correct? Nope, that's correct. And then the last one, which will still need to be taken something out. And 1, 2. There. Right, but this one is not correct. So I'm going to be removing something and then only do that. Oh, not on blueprint mode remove, but on single target remove. And then all of this. Yeah. Oh, we forgot this. And connect. This will now be the fuel outbound, which we can't do anything with right now, but soon we can. And these will now be changed to fuel. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Oh, we need power. And I'm gonna do this again because eventually I'll be good at it. Okay, so after a few tries, it's one of those things that, if I take that out, then it cuts the whole damn thing. Okay, then it might be one of those things where I go like, okay, I can actually use this if I remember. So force yourself to do some things, a new feature a couple of times, and then it might actually become habitual. All right, and then the last thing is the inbound over here. Once that's done, let's go to that. That should start getting these ones working slowly. That gets some fuel, that gets the other ones going. Right, so now all I need to do is do some kind of processing over on this side here. I think I don't want water in here, it just seems a little bit silly. And, I don't know. Yeah. So I need to aim back towards this location. So I need to sort of be up here. Yeah. We'll need to figure out how, where, what, why that's going to be, but somewhere that way. Let's start by figuring out how we're going to do this. What happens is that I will get a splitter, which will be a smart splitter, because I need to branch this off. Then I'm going to get inbound here. I'm going to get you in. And then it's going to go into a box. Yeah. So now that goes into a box. Yeah, because we want to save all of this. Do I want to make it? Let's just make it here. Going in. And then on top of that box, we built a dimensional depot so that we now have rubber getting made in here. And we do the same thing on the other side. That is also going to be a splitter. That, and dimensional depot here, and that goes in, and that goes in. And that should actually get us now plastic in here. Great. Oh, we actually get a little bit of plastic. Okay, and then I can build a awesome sink in between, like here, for example. And then that will be, oh, I need to just make sure that the off here are going to be overflow, and this one as well is going to be overflow. And then I'm going to make a merger. And that merges in, that merges in, and that merges in, and just needs to be powered as well. There you go. Look at that, it works. We don't have a lot of coupons, but at least we're getting something. Great. I am going to take enough so that I have here 200 of each. That means now the whole thing will get stuck once this is full of the fuel. And right now it's just filling up these, but I need to hurry up and go back and unlock the fuel generator, and then I need to bring a ton of materials down here so that I can make 10 fuel generators. All right, I will also need to bring it back. Yeah, well, one thing at a time. And time to unlock. We need motors and we need encased industrial beams. Luckily we can find those. Motor, got that, and encased. Oops, that's encased there, and we brought the rubber and plastic with us, so oh, there's more motors, more motor. There we go, one more stack. Go, 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 and go. Sweet. That's petroleum power. Then I need to figure out how many of those we need.
Milestone reached. It is my honor and privilege to inform you that the fuel-powered generator, as well as the industrial fluid buffer, are now available.
Yeah, I don't have enough of that.
Due to a lack of gold in your sector, Caterium will serve as a suitable replacement to construct the fuel-powered generator. Your research into this element was valuable. In fact, you in particular are my most valuable pioneer, but don't tell the others I said that. It would be bad for morale.
But thank you. That's the first nice thing Ada has said to us, but hold on. He said that because of the lack of gold, we will be using Caterium. Oh, there is a little bit of Caterium. I was just looking at the overlay on the right hand side, but there is a little bit of Caterium needed for this. Okay, so that's not a problem. So we need some more of everything. Yeah, so let's gather this and go back and build. So we're back, and I think I brought enough of everything, so let's build that. And I'm just gonna build it here. Something like this. I think that's fine. No, it's not. I need to build it somewhat in the middle here. I like that. Like that. Looks better. Here, that's 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I don't need to count. But, oh, damn. Just nudged it off. Right, so what this will give us is that first I'm going to use 300 plus 300 plus, so that's 750 megawatt of power just to get this going. That is quite a lot, and I need to actually pick this up, the Caterium more, because that's in the way of this block here. There we go. Let's get a little bit further. And that's fine, and you are also fine. It's funny that it doesn't clip anymore. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and stupid blimp. And there. Yeah, I think I want to have one more Really? I don't have... Oh, the concrete is filling up. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we're actually full on concrete. That's interesting. All I need to do now is hook this up, and then we are ready to fire it up. The power plants have now been hooked up, and I have deliberately not put any power poles in, because as soon as you put power poles, then they start working. And I don't want them working. I want them to be completely full, and all these pipes full as well, because that means that we are sort of making sure that this system is saturated. Otherwise, it sort of limpers along, even though the actual process should be sufficient. Then it just kind of, if you have empty pipes, start with empty pipes, they take forever to sort of stabilize. So this is just an easy way for me to stabilize it up front by just making sure that we first put up the pipes, do something else, and then coming back and then hooking up the pipes or the power poles. It's what you see here. And then before actually hooking up to the rest of the network, then we'll see. And then I will go to, how many more? 10 of these, and that should be 2,500 megawatt of power. And that now goes to this location, and then it goes into that location, but not yet. So this is without. I have 2,700, and we're actually using already 2,000 megawatt of power. That's because this one in itself is using 750, so that's quite a lot. But as soon as we do this here, then we just jump up to, there we go, 4,950. That's not the right number. Huh. I have a sneaking suspicion that one of them was forgotten. Oh, this one. Aha. There we go. Now it is at 5,200. That fits because that's 2,700 for the coal power and 2,500 from this power here. So perfect. Now the last thing is we need to bring it back to the bus. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our here and over here as well. There, so they are now ready to go back on the bus. And then what we do, and this is a small trick, maybe you know it, maybe you don't. As we do this, we are going to go up here and then say, oh no, it just barely isn't enough. What are we going to do? Then you can kind of do the like alternates and just back and forth. But no, there is a cool trick. And if you don't know it, then you're going to be happy about it. If you knew it, then, well, fine, good. And you probably watched my videos before. Here, so now we are going to build that one on top. Yeah, so that's connected, and then from down here we're going to drag up, and it works. You can always connect to a conveyor hole from any distance when you connect from downstairs. You can see that this is where the maximum range is, but you can sort of slide it a little bit and then it connects. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, but that means it is really comfortable. Oh, this should have been turned the other way, right? So that you could actually see the products moving up. Yeah, anyway, but that's working. It's nice. And that will now be brought back to the base. All the way along this way. And just threading the needle here. Just going through. Just underneath this arch. Going just behind this. Coming back to our location here. And flowing in. So that is basically what I wanted to show. I wanted to make sure that we got plastic and rubber back to the bus. So that we can start working on that. That means we can now do circuits, then we can do plastic air limiters. That's another thing. We can do computers. We can do other things, other alternate recipes that require plastic or rubber. And that will be so if you are interested in the blueprints, they are available to Patreon supporters. The reason why I do that is because I want Patreon supporters to get something extra for monetarily supporting my channel, and that is I feel that it's a good idea to give patrons access to safe games and to blueprints. So of course everything we do here is something we also look at. So if you want to construct it yourself, if you're not a patron, that's totally fine. You can still see what we do and then replicate it and build it even better yourself when we get back here. But this also shows you, oh, there's a little pit of despair here. This also shows you how we branch things into the bus. If we sort of have something later on, we can just branch it in. Aluminium will be the same, coming in at some point, just coming from underneath, because we have plenty of space underneath, so it can come in. And then we have 2 more lines on the bus, and that means we can continue with tier 5 and 6 stuff. So that will be in the upcoming episodes. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Thank you for following along. I will see you guys in the next episode, or maybe over on Twitch, where I'm streaming it pretty much every night at 8 p.m. Central European time. It's at twitch.tv/Nilaus, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and stay effective.